This video is step-by-step arm motion backswing. So I like to kind of go in varying levels of depth when we're talking about certain issues. So in a lot of these videos I describe, hey, you're just gonna kind of have your shoulders do this, get your arms go like this. In this video I'm gonna break down into a sequential order how you can kind of get into this tour backswing position. Now I'm also gonna talk a little bit about the ranges to allow you to see that it doesn't have to be perfect, but understand the backswing is done in order to help set up the transition and ultimately the release and impact conditions that we're trying to achieve. Okay, so the lead arm is a whole lot simpler. So we're going to talk about trail. So for me, I'm a right-handed golfer. We're going to talk about right arm. To start this process, you're just going to put your right arm in front of you, 90 degrees, like so. All right, first thing we're going to do is you're going to extend your wrist, and then you're going to rotate your palm down about 40 degrees from vertical. So that's the first movement. That's kind of what the wrist does, is going to extend, and then it's going to go like this. It doesn't hinge a whole lot. It's usually only 10 degrees, 15 degrees, some are up to 20, but not a ton of hinge. So we've got it extended and we've got it rotated like that. Now we're going to raise the elbow up as much as about nipple level. So it started at our side, we're going to raise it up, and then you can have as much windshield wiper as you want. So if we turn it into one motion, it kind of looks like this. That's the right arm. Now the left arm is going to come across my body and it's going to rotate slightly this way, and I'm going to hinge the wrist up like that. So from this view, it's going to come across my body, it's going to rotate so the elbow is pointing a little bit away from me, and it's going to come like that. Now we can see that those two hands will match. So if I go like this and then my wrist and I bring this one across, you can see that those match into a good backswing position. Now if I was to do that same movement, we'll do it first kind of with the club in combination, because in combination is going to be a little bit harder, just because when you go to bend that right arm, what's going to tend to happen is that left arm is going to want to bend as well. But when I'm demonstrating that backswing position, I'm doing a combination of those movements. So extend, rotate about 40 degrees down. So this would be 90, this would be negative 90. So I'm going about 40 degrees in that kind of pronation direction. So like that, elbow up, and then let it rotate. So that ends up looking like that. Now, when it comes up, you don't have to bend your arm very much. Most people, just from almost trying to stay wide, are still going to get about the right amount of bend. Oftentimes players are going to bend that right arm way too much, and that's going to encourage them to get that elbow behind the body. So the area that's usually a little weird is feeling that it rotates this way and feeling that windshield wiper movement. But if you do those in a backswing movement, it ends up looking kind of like this. So if the club is more over there, that means that you probably didn't have any of this palm right rotating down. The bigger problem, if that elbow gets way behind you, then instead of just windshield wipering out like that, you're actually going like this and moving it all the way across. The left arm, the biggest one is you'll tend to see that it doesn't rotate. So a lot of golfers will tend to almost take it away like this, and now everything would be way outside unless I bent those elbows and bring them across. So the left arm will tend to not rotate and look something like that. Now there are variances to this movement. You don't have to do it 100%. Not everyone can windshield wiper the same amount, but you'll tend to see kind of close to maximum wrist extension. It increases about 10 degrees on the way down, but close to maximum wrist extension. Most people are going to have about 40 degrees of this pronation. And the big thing is making sure that that elbow doesn't work behind you, because that's going to cause a steepening move in transition, which is going to set off this whole cascade of compensations. So if you're struggling with kind of feeling a comfortable backswing position, this gives you a simple little process. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just put the left hand where it would be, and then practice doing that while you are making your backswing pivot. Doing so kind of helps you get in the the ballpark and avoid those major backswing issues that I talked about of not letting the left arm rotate, letting the right elbow get behind you, or not letting that lead wrist rotate. But this breaks down what the arms are doing. We've got other videos that show you what the pivot is doing. If you combine those together, you're going to get a pretty solid looking tour backswing position, and that's going to set you up for all the good movements in the downswing that we talk about in the other sections.